Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide on how to grow olives in Farming Simulator 22. So these are very similar to grapes. So if you watch my grapes video, a lot of this is going to be a little bit repeated because there's only a couple of steps that are different, or honestly just there's one step you don't do that you would normally do with grapes so you don't have to do here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into it here. We're going to go step by step and show off all the different processes here. So this will apply to if we have seasonal cycles on. So you can turn seasonal cycles on and off in the settings down here at the bottom. You can turn them on and off. I'm going to have seasonal growth to on and days per month to 1. So 3-day seasons essentially. This will all work if you have seasons turned off. You just don't have to wait the same amount of time. Just look at the crops and see kind of what their status is to know when you need to move to the next step. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit as we go. So first off, in the seasonal crop calendar here, we need to know when we're going to plant olives. So down here, we know planting season is green, harvest season is yellow. So olives, this is their planting season right here, March, April, May, and June. And then in October, that's the only month you can harvest. So it's a very slim harvest window. So we're going to plant them in March and go from there. So in order to plant them, you don't use a planter or anything like that. And I'm going to go through all of the equipment you need in here as well as we go through. But to go ahead and plant them, we're going to go into the store. We're going to go down here to construction. We're going to go over to production, over to orchards, and you'll see we have grape and olive orchards. So if we place down an olive orchard here, we would just drag it along here, just like that. We can place it however we want to, and then click to place it. So then you can also demolish it by just dragging your mouse along here or clicking out individual chunks you wanted to remove if you wanted to do that. You do not get any money back by destroying it. So that's how to place and remove olive orchards essentially right there. So you can do them anywhere. I've done them on fields. You can do them here. That'll work wherever you're at. So if we hop out of there, what we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and wait for them to go to the next state. So what we're waiting for now is we're waiting for this grass to grow up a little bit because the first step in this is mulching. So I will bring you guys back in when it is time to go ahead and mulch these. All right, as you can see here, the grass is a little bit taller now. So now it is time to mulch. We're going to use this piece of equipment right here to mulch it. I'm just going to use the very basics of equipment. There may be other equipment out there that will work for you, but all this equipment is located in the store in various categories. But the easiest way is to go over here to starter packs, go over to olives, and I'll show you everything you need. This is the tractor we're using, the harvester we're using, the sprayer, the mulcher, which we're about to use right now. There's a trailer in here that will hold olives as well. And then we have the cultivator as well, which I actually need to switch out my trailer. It's from my grapes video. This will not hold olives there, so I need to switch that out, but I'll do that here in a second. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop in our tractor that has the mulcher on it. What we're gonna do, turn it on. I'll turn on the help menu there as well up in the upper left hand corner there. So hit that to turn it on, V to lower it down, and as you can see down below, it is mulching down that grass for us, which is what we're looking for. Now be careful, you will sometimes hit the olive branches there. You can hit H to try to hire a worker. I've never gotten a worker to work with this, so just be aware of that. A lot of this stuff you're gonna have to do manually with grapes and olives. So here we go. We get that. Now it did say no field found. I have tried this on a field and I got the same result, so I did test that. Now it might have been something I was doing and it might work some cases, but at least as far as what I was doing, it did not work. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this mulched, and then I will bring you guys back in when it is time for the next step. All right, so now we got the mulching done. Our next step is going to be to cultivate. So we're gonna use this cultivator right here, which I already showed you guys in the store, but we'll show you guys again just to make sure. Be under olives, under the starter packs, this cultivator right here. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in this tractor here. They don't necessarily have to use an orchard tractor, but I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, so what we're gonna do with this, if I open up that help menu again, we're gonna head up here, hit lower the cultivator, and we're gonna start driving along, and you'll see the texture we're gonna get right there. That's what we're looking for. Now I have been able to get a worker to occasionally, like right now I have a worker going, I've been able to get a worker to occasionally go down to the end of a row, but once he gets to the end, he doesn't know what to do after that, so then I have to take over and manually do it like I'm doing right now. But anyhow, I'm gonna get this stuff cultivated, and then I'll bring you guys back in here in just a minute. All right, so now that the cultivating is done, our next step is to fertilize. So a couple things I want to know as we're getting into that. If we go into our menu here, we go over to the growth states, we'll see that they are growing here, and then when they're ready to harvest, we'll know they're ready to harvest. So then we can also go over to soil composition, and we'll be able to see what fertilizer state, which actually they have both their fertilizer states on here right now, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you did need to add fertilizer, you'd want to use this orchard sprayer here, which is located in the store under olives. You have the mercury here. It also does herbicide. I haven't had any weeds pop up on grapes or olives, even though I believe I have weeds turned on, but I may have them turned off, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we'll get them fertilized. Now you want to make sure you do twice to make sure that they're fertilized. You can't do back to back. So for example, I'd be able to fertilize today if it needed a fertilizer state, then I'd have to wait until it continued another growth state, so this green got a little bit darker, then I could throw down another layer of fertilizer. So just something to note. But as far as the sprayer goes, all you'd have to do, and this one is wide enough, if I turn it on, hit B to turn it on, it is wide enough that it will do 2 rows at once. So if I wanted to actually do these rows here, I could just drive right down the middle and spray them. Now it's not doing anything because it's not needed. It has 2 layers of fertilizer on it, but at the same time, just to demonstrate it here, you can go ahead and do it that way if you want to. Now I have noticed this sprayer doesn't use a lot of fertilizer either, which is pretty nice. But there you go. So that was the next step here, is fertilizing. Now the final step here before we get into what you can do with olives is going to be harvesting the olives. So if you remember with grapes, you do have to prune them after you're done harvesting, but with olives you don't have to do that. So that's the main difference here. So I'll bring you guys back in when it is time to harvest these bad boys. All right, welcome back. It is October, which makes sense. It is ready to harvest. If you remember from the seasonal cycle, this is their harvest window. So the olives here are ready to harvest. We can see nice little olives on there. I like that. But now the harvester we're going to use here, and you can use any trailer essentially. So we go under olives. This is the harvester we're going to use right here, the Broad 9090X olive. It's different than the grape harvester, so just be aware of that. I had the grape one out here earlier, but we need the olive harvester, obviously. So trailers, you can use any trailer here. Basically any bulk trailer will hold olives. You can see down there the icon for olives. So we'll go ahead and hop in this guy. We're going to get these guys harvested, and then we're going to talk about what to do with the grapes, or excuse me, the olives after you harvest them. So up in the upper left hand corner, we need to hit X to unfold the harvester. And I have not been able to get a worker to do this, or in spraying as well as not able to get a worker to do any of that. Now I can hit, if we look over in the upper left hand corner, I should be able to hit B to turn it on, and as I drive, you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, I am getting olives on board the harvester. And again, if I hit, it just opens the menu here for the AI worker if I hit H to try to hire someone. So I have not been able to get this to hire someone. Now you do have to kind of work your way around the orchard here. Sometimes I have a little bit of difficulty, but you want to try to keep those guys center as much as possible. There you go. We'll head up and down here. I will finish out the harvest real quick, and then we'll talk about what to do with the grapes, or excuse me, the olives. I keep saying grapes. Talk about what to do with the olives after we harvest them. All right, I'm finishing up this last row here, so get to the end here. You can hit B to turn the harvester off. Now, if we want to unload it into this trailer, we should be able to just back up to it. Now, not every trailer works because we need to be able to actually get this to unload into it. But if I back up to it, down the bottom, you can see I to unload the olives. Hit I to unload. Wait till it gets up there high enough, and then it'll start tipping the olives into the trailer. So there you go. I like all the new different animations in FS22. It's fantastic. All right, so we got off of that harvest. 462 liters of olives. So now we're going to talk about what to do with the olives after you harvest them. So first off, you can just sell them. So that is an option. You can always just sell them. If we go into the main menu here and we go down to crops, if we wanted to sell them, we could just take them. Olives right here, we can take them to any of these sell points here. We can tag them on here to take them to the sell point. Now, the other thing we can do with olives, which is part of the productions, is we can take them to the oil mill. So that's what we can do with olives. We can take them to the oil mill. So this is the oil mill here. We could sell them at the oil mill, or if we bought the oil mill, because we'd have to buy it for productions, the oil mill can take the olives and make them into olive oil, which you then, if we go in the store here, could sell olive oil for even more money. If we go down, find it in here, olive oil at the very bottom here, $7,400 or $8,400. So you can sell olive, or $9,300 is even better. You can sell this, and I believe I'm in normal economy mode, so those are really good prices there. Oh, mine's easy. Never mind. That's my bad. But anyhow, yeah, so that's what you're going to do with olives after you harvest them. You can either sell them as olives, or you can produce them further. Now, you do have to own that production building. But you can do either of those things at the end to get olives done. But anyhow, guys, I hope this video helped you out. Again, you don't have to prune the olives after you're done. You don't have to prune them like you have to do grapes every year, so you don't need the pruner. But anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.